I'm built different.
Nah, I'm built different.
Hey everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric, and today we're going to get into another fat acceptance compilation where all of it is nonsense and I debunk it all, so let's get into it right away.
Yeah, no, I don't really do mud.
But you're a garden fairy!
Ironic, isn't it?
I don't know if this is sarcasm or not.
Are you kidding me? This baby is off the charts. Why?
But I've seen this trend going on amongst fat talkers, and they seem to be saying the same thing over and over again. It's ironic that they don't eat a lot of food, but they're still really, really fat.
And isn't it ironic?
Yeah, that's pretty much nonsense. If you're as big as she is, and as big as some of the fat activists saying this, you don't eat a little bit of food. You eat a lot more food than you think you do. We've already covered this in previous videos, that people eat way more than they think they do. They underestimate the amount of calories that they eat. They might think that they're vegan and so they're eating whole and clean and all this stuff, and so again, they severely underestimate how much food they're actually eating while pretending to be doing a good job. But it's just ironic that I'm fat. I was just born this way, right? Like, that's the excuse that they all have, and it's completely nonsense. This is one of the comments that was in that video, and somebody says that the fat phobia in these comments is unreal to me. Y'all need to check yourselves. Many people live in bigger bodies for other reasons than excess calories. No, they don't. And whatever your name is, no. People live in fat bodies because they eat too much food. Like, we're talking about the law of thermodynamics here. You're not going to have all that excess stored energy if you're not consuming all that energy. It's literally impossible to have a fat body like that, to be that big, and not take in all the extra required energy it takes to store that fat. Now, there might be certain things wrong with you, like hormones and things like that, that make it difficult, and maybe you're up 5 or 10 pounds, but to be that freaking heavy, no way. There's absolutely nothing, no disease, there's no problem that makes somebody that big. Nothing. It is excess calories alone that makes you that big. So the people who really need to check themselves are the fat activists and the commenters like this who defend them and pretend like you can get that big for other reasons other than caloric intake. She got that big on herself. She did that to herself. There's nothing else to blame. There's nobody else to blame but herself.
How come when my stomach looks like this, everyone thinks I'm pregnant, but when a man's stomach looks like this, everyone just knows that's his stomach? Like, that's hella sexist.
That's sexist? Really? Biological men cannot get pregnant?
Why are you always on about women, Stan? I want to be one. From now on, I want you all to call me Loretta. What?
Well, why do you want to be Loretta, Stan?
I want to have babies.
If you have a penis, if you're born with a penis, you cannot get pregnant. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. That's just biologically impossible. So me being a man, if you saw me walking down the street and I have a belly, and yes, I still have a belly, you can be rest assured that I do not have a baby inside me, all right? I did not eat a baby either.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you. Get in my belly.
Like, yeah, this is a ridiculous argument. Biological women can get pregnant. And if you look pregnant, people are just trying to be nice. And I know some people take it as a rudeness if they say, well, how far along are you? Maybe they should, don't know. I don't know how you get around that, really. I mean, if you think it's rude for somebody to ask whether or not you're pregnant, then I don't know. Should they just assume you're pregnant or that you're not pregnant or what? I don't know how to solve this problem. But I'm sure women find it very annoying when people assume that they're pregnant when they just are carrying a load of extra fat. But yeah, it's absolutely stupid to say, oh, well, how come you don't assume men are pregnant? Yeah, that's biologically impossible. It's not sexist. You know, this one is a little bit more of a difficult one for me because, I mean, if you haven't put on jeans for 2 years because you're afraid of what people are going to say, I don't want to be that type of person who says something insensitive to you and makes you not want to wear jeans ever again. I mean, if you want to wear jeans and they're comfortable to you, wear jeans. But I'm sorry, that does not look good on you. It just doesn't. I mean, there's a reason why I wear my pants when I do wear them. And I wear them mostly in the wintertime. In the summer, I wear shorts all summer. And a lot of the winter, too, I wear shorts. And there's a reason for that. I am not comfortable in jeans. I cannot get a pair of jeans to fit me the right way. I do have a single pair of jeans. At first, they were too small on me, and now they're way too big on me. So I don't really wear them that often. But I do not look good in jeans, and so I do not wear them. And when I do wear jeans, I put them under my belly. So my belly kind of hangs down over them. There was a time when I went to a friend's wedding, right? And they did all the measurements on me to wear this suit. And it's the first and only time I've ever worn a suit in my life. And I didn't even wear it because it didn't fit right. Because they assumed that I wore the pants over my belly. And so they measured for that and took that into account. But I wear them under my belly. And so when I tried it on, it didn't fit, and it was the most ridiculous fitting thing I've ever worn in my life. But it's like, yeah, fat people do not look good with pants or jeans or whatever over their belly. She looks like she stuffed all kinds of blankets and sheets and stuff, and that's what she's lugging around in those jeans. Again, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm not trying to keep you from wearing jeans. This is just one of those problems that you can solve by losing weight. If you want to wear jeans, go ahead and wear jeans. Like, I want to wear suits. Like, I do want to buy a suit, but I know I'm not going to be able to fit well in a suit until I lose the weight. So I'm putting it off. I'm waiting till I get to a certain size. Again, if you want to wear clothes and you don't care how you look, then fine. Wear whatever you want to wear. But I want to look good in what I wear. And so that's why I don't wear things over my belly, because I know no matter what I try to do, it's not going to look good. So, I mean, I guess that's more of a personal preference than anything else. You know, I kind of think this is stupid. And I think that because I've been that out of breath before, and it's not something to make a joke out of. Yeah, being that fat, being that out of breath is not funny. I've been so out of breath, I've had people looking at me as I walk a few feet and I'm sitting back down and I'm just so out of breath, they're staring at me wondering if I'm going to keel over at any moment. Like, that is not a good place to be that out of breath. And that's a sign that there's something wrong. Your body is not really tolerating all that weight, and it's taking everything that it has to allow you to walk a few feet across the room. And it's just absolutely terrible to be in that condition. So I don't really take this as a joke. I know it's meant to be funny and it's a TikTok and everything else like that, but that is a huge sign that there's something wrong if you're that out of breath being that big. Your weight is just a number and it's nothing to be embarrassed about? Are you kidding? That is disgusting to be in your 400s. I'm in my 400s. It's not a good place to be. I mean, I've made a lot of progress. I feel very good. I feel a lot better than I used to feel, but man, I can't wait to get under that. I can't wait to lose all this weight and be a normal size. I'm absolutely embarrassed to be this big still, to be struggling as badly as I am, to not being able to do the things that I want to do, to still be out of breath doing normal things. Like, I absolutely hate it. This is not a good place to be. Yes, I am embarrassed, and you should be absolutely embarrassed. If you're big enough to get a free hamburger at the Heart Attack Grill, then there's something wrong here. I often get this all the time from people, and they say, well, there's no shame in being overweight. Why are you shaming people? I'm like, they should be ashamed. If you're that big, you should be ashamed of what you've done to yourself, what you're doing to other people. The amount of food that you're consuming is a moral issue as well. Like, all of that combined is a major problem, and what you're doing to yourself is not a good thing. Yes, you should absolutely be embarrassed by what you've done to yourself and the way that you're treating others in order to get that big. It's ridiculous.
If you do not date fat people because you just happen to view fatness as neutral but not be particularly attracted to it, fine. That's a preference. If you don't date fat people because you think being fat means that they are gross, lazy, live an unhealthy lifestyle, or are embarrassing to be seen with in public, that's fatphobic. But to insist your preference is for people who aren't lazy, sloppy, and disgusting and unhealthy, meaning that means you prefer skinny people because all fat people are those other things, that's actually bigoted. That's actually deciding that one group is all the same because of how they look. Hope that makes sense. Have a good day.
Being fat is not a neutral thing. It's not something that just is there and that's it and there's no consequences of it. It absolutely proves that there is some sort of imbalance in a person's life. That yes, they are a little bit lazy. That yes, they are not burning off the calories. Yes, they are eating way too much food. And yeah, it could be a good sign that you're not able to live up to certain expectations. Again, I talk about this all the time, why I'm waiting for somebody, because I know that I'm not at my best right now. And if I'm going to be in a relationship with somebody, I want to be at my best. I want to give it my all. I want to be in the best physical shape I can be. But I know I'm not at my best right now. So the fact that people don't want to date me right now, I absolutely don't blame them. I know some of you are like, Big T, you're super hot. I'd date you in a minute. Okay, well, that's great. That's wonderful. It makes me feel good. I'm flattered. But you should know that I wouldn't be at my best right now. That doing certain things would be difficult. We couldn't go on a date and be on our feet for several hours at a time. We couldn't run a marathon together. Going for walks would be very difficult for me. So all the things that we enjoy doing on a date together, yeah, it's not going to be the best time. So, being fat is not a neutral thing. It's going to affect any relationship so much. It's a dramatic effect. And so you need to be prepared for that. And if you think that fat is just something that exists on a person's body and there's nothing you can do to change it and it's not going to impact your relationship, that is pure ignorance. But anyways, that's my video for today, guys. I really appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Leave a like, leave a comment, and again, subscribe if you have not done so. I appreciate you guys. I love you. Have a great rest of your day. God bless you.